Chapter 16, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Chapter 16 is about the Oompa Loompas. Now, when the visitors and the lucky finders, the five lucky finders, were in the chocolate room, Charlie, they saw Oompa Loompas, and everybody was like amazed to see such little people, and all of them were of the same size. So they asked who they are, and when Willy Wonka said they are Oompa Loompas, so they were all excited and all said together, Oompa Loompas, who are they? So Mr. Wonka proudly told them that he has imported them or brought them from Loompa Land. Mrs. Salt, who is Veruca Salt's mother, she said that she is a geography teacher and she hasn't heard of any such place as Loompa Land. But Mr. Willy Wonka said that, yes, I'll tell you everything about this country. It is a very dangerous country. It is full of thick jungles and there are many dangerous beasts found here. Most dangerous of them all that are nowhere else found in the world. And their names were Hornswogglers, Snozzwangers, and Wangdoodles. The Wangdoodles, he said, were very terrible beasts. They were the worst of all, and they ate 10 Oompa Loompas at one time for breakfast, and then they would come running back, galloping back for a second helping. And Oompa Loompas were very much afraid of Wangdoodles. So they had made houses up in trees and they had to live here up in the tree houses so they can be safe from the Wangdoodles, the Hornswogglers, and the Snozzwangers. And poor fellows, they had nothing to eat, so they were catching green caterpillars, and that tasted very bad. The green caterpillar's taste was very bad, revolting taste that nobody would like to eat. But they had to eat something. So the poor Oompa Loompas used to catch green caterpillars. They would mash it up and eat them. Sometimes they would mix red beetles in it to make it better, or sometimes eucalyptus leaves or bark of the bong bong tree. But everything would taste bad only, and it would not make the caterpillars taste good. So the poor Oompa Loompas were living in a very afraid, terrible life. And what food they loved and they longed for, they wished for, was the cacao beans. They loved this cacao beans. And there were a few trees in their jungle, 3 or 4 only, of cacao beans grown over there. And on them, a year, they would find some beans, and how they loved it. But it was very difficult for them to get the cacao beans. And even if you take the name of those beans in front of them, their mouth would water and saliva would come out of it. So Willy Wonka said that he says he also knows that cacao beans are should be used for making chocolates, and he has billions of cacao beans in his factory to make chocolates. So he discovered about the Oompa Loompas and he found out that they love this food. They are crazy about the cacao beans. So he went to this searched about this Loompa land and found out their tree houses, and he talked to the tribe, the leader of the tribe, and he was, poor fellow, trying to eat the green caterpillars. He was very thin. So Willy Wonka said, I talked to them in Oompa Loompish language because they didn't know English, and they were very happy. I offered them a job in my factory, and I told them, you can have cacao beans as much as you want, and your salary or wages can also be in the form of cacao beans. They were so happy and ready to go with him. So he took all of them and packed them in large packing cases, made holes in them, and everyone was happy. He took all of them, men, women, children, and brought them here safely in his factory. Now, they are very, he said, wonderful workers. They are hardworking and they have learned to speak English also. They love dancing and music, and they're always making up songs and singing it. So he said, today also you will hear a lot of songs and singing from them today. But he said, I must warn you that they are mischievous also. They like to play jokes, so you should be careful also. And he told them about their dress, that they wear same kind of dress, jungle dress. They don't want to change their attire or their clothing. The men, if you can see in the picture, like to wear deer skins, and the women wear leaves, and the children wear nothing at all. And women use fresh leaves every day. They change the leaves. Suddenly, Veruca Salt, who is a very stubborn girl, she starts screaming for her daddy. Daddy, daddy, I want an Oompa Loompa. I want it one right now. And she's shouting and shouting, I want to take it home. Bring me one Oompa Loompa. But now Mr. Salt, he is in the factory of Willy Wonka. He just can't pick up an Oompa Loompa and give it to her, his daughter. So he says, please, darling, my dear daughter, don't shout right now. Don't interrupt Mr. Wonka. But she kept on screaming. So he says, okay, just wait, have patience. Let the day end. And when we are leaving, I promise you, I'll give you one Oompa Loompa. And then suddenly Mrs. Gloop, who is the mother of Augustus Gloop, the fat child who likes to eat all the time, she calls her son and tells, oh dear, sweet dear boy Augustus, please don't do that. I don't think you should do that. And you all might have guessed it right. Yes, where he was, he had quietly moved out from the group and he had went to the river bank, to the edge of the river bank. And there, as you all know, was the flowing hot chocolate river there. So he was bending down and scooping one after another hot melted chocolate into his mouth as fast as he could. It was already hot, but he didn't mind, and he kept on scooping one after another hot chocolate in his mouth because he liked to eat so much. And here it was all chocolate all around. So he was eating as fast as he could. So now in this chapter, you know all about Oompa Loompas and how Mr. Willy Wonka got them, found them, and brought them here in his factory. We will learn more about it in chapter 17. I would like you all to read the chapter and we will discuss it in the next class. Thank you.